Okay. Sorry about that. We got to come back here. So, David Lee Roth was one of my heroes. And it's sad because he was a great performer, but he's in his 60s now, his mid 60s at least. And, there's only so much you can do as a guy. I mean, he's always had abuse
Ah, there he
problems.
is.
All right, we got a guest coming. Trash Talking Radio.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Long time no
I'm
hear.
good. Long time no speak, guys. How's everything going?
It's going good. Apparently, going better for some people than the others. Some,
Apparently you guys are doing really well. Patricia's back, and you guys are doing the thing and the thing and the thing, and that makes me happy.
Yay!
well, I read this article on you that was just published in a Long Island paper, I think.
In Newsday. Newsday just did an article. Apparently, they just put it out. It must have been a successful article. They just put it out in another publication. Somebody else just, sent that literally 10 minutes ago, which was pretty awesome.
This is Brimstone, a friend of ours. He was a child actor.
Mm-hmm.
He was a drummer in a band in Long Island that was prominent. He was a pro wrestler. Did I never managed you, did I?
No. But we could go against each other a couple.
That I remember you going against him.
Yeah. And then he was comic book man. And now he has this radio appearance that has done really well. And I got to say, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. It was, I got the bug from, being on the other side of the microphone for so many years and, speaking with great people like you guys and, some of the other people down the road. And I got the itch and I figured, let me scratch it. Cause me, if there's something I want to do, I jump in and, see what happens. And, we did it and, knock on wood, become very successful with it, and it's another business now, which is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's fun, and it can be a profitable thing if you do it right, which I've never done it right.
Well, you have. You've inspired people to do it.
But, we've been doing it since 2003, and
Yep.
I love it. I have a hard time, giving it up, and there were times when I wanted to give it up but it wasn't anything the radio that made me want to give it up. It was things outside the radio, like when my wife died, when pressures I've had elsewhere that I just wondered, why am I doing this? But I stuck it out because it made me happy. So.
Absolutely. And that's what you should do because you're good at it. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, sometimes it takes a while to get the accolades that you're looking for. And you know what? Sometimes it never happens. But as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, you know what I mean? That's all that matters. When you start doing it for everybody else, that's when you fail. You know what I mean? You got to do it for yourself and enjoy, what you're doing, and at the end of the day, everything else will come from your happiness.
Well, it's kind of funny because if I do comic books, I'll do just about everything you've done, just in a different order.
Well, you better get to it.
I have my acting career started, and I don't know if you saw the video yet.
No, I have not. A matter of fact, I've been so swamped. It's like from one project to the next, and then I've got about 15 other projects going on at the same time. So you know what I mean? It's like I don't have a chance to do anything. I just one of the films that I just did a cameo in for a couple of friends. with a couple of friends. They sent me the screener, and I haven't had a chance to watch it. I watched like 5 seconds of it, and that was about it. And another friend of mine sent me their screener, and I didn't have a chance to watch that either. That's how far behind I am, because I don't have the time. I haven't had time to check anything out. And social media, the only time I'm really banging away on social is on Instagram. These days, because I've just been so busy, I forget to post.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy. But at times, I wish I knew what was going on. I think about everything, and then I go, all right, well, I can't keep up on every single thing and everybody that I'd love to keep up on. But then things like this happen, and I get a chance to catch up, and that makes me happy. True friends and people that you care about. Even though you don't necessarily get to speak to them every day or see them every day, when you do get to speak to them, it's like nothing ever happened.
Right.
What I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking I was going to give you a call and hear you pop into the chat room, because I saw the article and I looked it over and stuff, and I actually was pretty excited about it, because I love to see when somebody can take it to another level, because I really think that you've taken what I'm doing to another level. Actually, I have the article right here. Former Brent. Oh, I didn't pay for Newsday, so they're not going to let me do it. But it was in Newsday, and I thought that was awesome. That looks like your studio's nice and all that stuff, and it looks like you guys, it's really exciting to see that you've taken it to a new level and stuff. So. I'm really excited for you guys. The acting job I did was with there was Enigma Records has a band called Too Close for
comfort.
No,
too close to home.
To touch.
Oh yeah,
Too
that's
Close
it.
to Touch is the band. They're out of Kentucky, and they did a music video, and I went out to that, and I got hired to be the businessman who got to really have a major role in that video, and it was really cool. It was a fun video to do. And,
very cool.
But that was a cold day doing did all the filming.
It was a long day. It was a real long day. It's funny how long a 3-minute video, a 3.5-minute video is, but I had a good time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But how's the comic book thing going?
So So I still own Hound Comics and Count Entertainment Group. I have the Brimstone of Waterhounds brand, and we still have a lot of other things. I mean, we have a couple of new video games that were released the last couple of years. The Grindhouse Radio has taken such a large chunk out of me that I've been spending so much time, doing everything with GHR, between that and, doing movies and doing a lot of voiceover stuff. And, I'm constantly working and constantly flowing. So, the Hound thing is on the shelf. It's still there. It's still working. You know what I mean? But there's nothing. We're not actively, bringing in any new clients. We're not actively putting anything new out. We're just kind of just there for right now. And it's just, there's. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy, everything about comics and that whole world. The Grindhouse Radio has just taken such a turn for, the amazing, you know what I mean? That I've really spent all my time doing that now. We have our offices, here in Nassau County in New York on Long Island. And we have our corporate office, we have our studio, we have our green room. We're consistently having people coming in and out. We rent our studio space out to people who want to, do their own podcasts. We've got, we deal with all major brands like Kikkoman, 7-Eleven, Wendy's, Pain and Tail. You know what I mean? And it's like that just keeps me busy. And then since we have the studio, I've been focusing a lot on my voiceover work. So, I'm doing a lot of stuff like I just did for Elle Cartoon, which is, she's huge on YouTube. I just did, guest appearance in one of her videos. I did Santa Claus, which was a lot of fun. Then I just did The Weaklings, which is another big YouTube show. I did Game Day, which was a lot of fun. And it's just, and a lot of other things that I can't talk about, and stuff that just is coming up that just is going to blow your mind. It's just a matter of, it's just a constant grind. I have two films that are coming out. What do you call it? One, Mott Haven, which I did a cameo in, with my buddy Robert Davi and what do you call it? And Chuck Zito. And then I did another one which I play a much bigger role in, which is Preacher 6. And that one, when that comes out, that's just going to be ridiculous. So, those are a couple of things that I can talk about. But like I said, these things just keep pulling me away from, doing anything with comic stuff. But, I am still deeply involved in the industry. I'm always signing at the pop culture convention. I still sign all the comics. People still come to me with the stuff. They come to me with the Bluestone, vinyls and all that jazz. It's a lot of fun, and never going to be done with it. I'm going to put it out at a much slower rate because, comic book companies and comic book industry, it's not like a ridiculous amount of money. And, what do you call it? It's not bad money, but it's not, it's nothing too crazy, unless you're underneath one of these big umbrellas, or if you're really out there killing it. And yeah, we were out there killing it, but, at the end of the day, it's just a lot to deal with, in the publishing industry. So, the fact that I kind of like, me, I'll always kind of, make different moves and, see which is going to work out better. And this just happened to work out great. And like I said, we're just keeping the comic book business and the comic book company, it's still fueled, it's still going. We've had a couple of orders in the last couple of days that we just filled. It's just a matter of, my main focus now is, the Grindhouse Radio. Like I said, a bunch of things that I can't talk about on air. I can tell you about them off air. And these films that are coming out. And I've got a lot of things coming up. So it's a very exciting time.
I'm excited for you. I think I love to hear updates from you because you are always in something. There's something new with whenever we talk, and we got to get together and like make some time, carve some time out. And
we got to take we got to take Pam to New York.
Okay.
Yeah. Come down and say hello.
Yeah.
So we're at the end of the day, what do you call it? What we're trying to do is we're trying to also bring the community together. So what we're doing is we're going to be having a somewhat of a small event, like a private event at our studios. And I'm going to try to get a bunch of other, internet radio people and podcasters that, want to kind of get on and all hang out and do one big, special together, and try to get everybody to come down and do that. And, we'll have a fun, catered in-house party with podcasting. You know what I mean? So it'll be a lot of fun, and hopefully everybody will be able to share their audiences and have the opportunity to be heard. I want to give back to the people that helped, get my name out there when I needed it. And, hopefully you guys will make it down, and it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing that probably sometime in January, if not, hopefully February. And it's just, it's just the things that we're trying to accomplish now. I can't say some of them on air. They're just incredible. I know that one of the things that we are working on is doing a full network. When we do, obviously, you guys will be getting a phone call about that.
Woohoo!
I don't forget. So, I might be swamped, might be crazy busy, but it doesn't mean I forget. So, I saw you guys were on. I figured, let me take a look, and there you are. And I was like, oh my God, wait, you guys are back together. That's fantastic. I don't know how long it's been. That's wonderful.
It's been a few years.
It's been like 3 years.
Yeah. And I love the new setup. The new setup looks great.
Yeah, it changes from time to time. Last week I had a storm in the studio. I've got a green screen so I can do whatever I want. And it's pretty cool.
Oh, interesting. There you go.
I gave up my full-time job. I'm doing entertainment stuff now, full entertainment. I'm doing between the band and the band and the and this and the acting and stuff like that. I stepped away from my full-time gig. So.
Wow, I'm proud of you, man. It takes a lot of guts, but the fact is, a lot of people are, one, scared of success. Two, a lot of people are afraid to invest in themselves, and they have to take that jump. If you don't take that jump, nobody's going to take that jump for you, and nobody's going to do the work for you. So you have to go out there, you have to work, you have to do it yourself. There might be people along the way that give you opportunity, but if you don't seize that opportunity and utilize it to the best of your ability, you're not going to make it where you want to be. You know what I mean? You're not going to get to where you want to be. It's just not going to happen. You gotta, time doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Time stops for no one. You get older, and then you realize, oh wait, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know what I mean? That's why I said to you, when we used to have talks all the time, I'd say, hey, grab it by the cojones, go and do it, make it happen. When you were talking about the Uncle Sam band, when you were talking about the movie, you know what I mean? There was all the different things. And you're like, I don't know, what should I do? Go do it, make it happen. And guess what? The worst thing that can happen is that it doesn't take off, or that you just, it just flops. You know what I mean? Who cares? At least you tried. You gave it your best shot. There are a lot of people out there that they don't even swing the bat. You know what I mean? And then there are more people out there that since they can't accomplish what you accomplish, are going to hate on you and be angry with you, and because they're not doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? So and I know you've dealt with that as well.
Sure. Yeah. Well, when Pam died, I really didn't have I didn't have to make X amount of money anymore because I didn't have to provide for her. I didn't have to worry about her health issues. All I have to worry about is myself now. I've got no one else to worry about as far as finances and stuff like that now. And once you add the numbers, it didn't make sense for me to work anymore because, I might as well go out and do the things I always wanted to do. Ever since I was a teen, I dreamt of not having a full-time job and working on everything I wanted to do, and I have that now. So it's really nice to be able to do the things and not feel pressure of money. Everybody feels pressure of money, and for the first time in my life, I don't feel that pressure. So
it's invigorating, isn't it? It's what do you call it? It gives you the opportunity to just be you and do you, and just explore everything that you'd like to accomplish. And that's, a lot of people are afraid to take that jump.
I was afraid too, but I felt I had to do it. It was time to step away, and the job was getting to be more of a problem than it was worth. And I spent after she had died, I got a new supervisor, and he was working on trying to get me fired. And it's like, I just lost my wife, and now you want me to lose my job too. And I did everything I could to keep my job, even changed divisions, and that worked for a while. And then the other guy, I was doing $6 to $10 million a month for that company, and they were trying to get rid of me so that they could hire younger, cheaper people. And I just said, you know what? It's time for me to retire. It's time for me to step away on my own terms and not have to worry about whether or not I was good enough. I knew I was good enough. I was making the numbers. They just were finding reasons, little stupid, petty stuff. And I just decided, you want me to leave? I'll leave. I'll retire. I'll do the things I wanted to do instead of the things I have to do. And it was the best decision I've ever made for myself. So
absolutely. Hold on a minute. The best decision you ever made was hooking back up with Trish. That's what I got.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
I thought you were going to say it's I thought you were going to say it was meeting.
You need that dynamic duo together.
I thought you were going to say it was meeting you in New York.
Well, that too. But see, we even have
I'm nobody.
Well, we have a third member to our team now too.
We have a third member here. I don't know if you noticed on the screen. There's a mini me or mini her.
Yeah, my daughter Ashley's with us now.
So we got an extra person.
Hello.
So
that's so sweet. Hello, Ashley. Very nice.
I treat her like an equal. I treat her as bad as I treat Trish. So,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
You can't treat them.
Look, what do you call it?
You can't treat them too well.
There's what do you call them? Listen, at the end of the day, what do you call it? You guys make a great team, and I'm
thank
happy
you.
to see you guys thriving in your thing. That's all that matters. You know what I mean?
I like what I do, or I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So.
And you couldn't do it without me.
Absolutely.
I did it without you last week.
Yeah, I heard that. Okay.
So every once in a while I go solo.
Hey, I gotta admit, I got on and I even helped a little bit last week, and I wasn't even here.
I have to have a replacement for her somewhere. So, and I figure if I replace her with a younger version of her,
You remember that, Mister? You know who.
So
you
how
are.
many guys are on your show?
What do you call it? We have a 7-person cast.
Oh my!
There's four main players. So it's myself, Kim Madragna, Steve Zambito, and Tom Greer. And then we have a couple other people. Guy Brown that does the All Music Spotlight. We have Kevin Dempsey who does the comic book segment. And what do you call it? And we have Amy Palmero Winters who does the Leading Ladies segment. And then Tom does a sports segment on the show as well. So we do a 2-hour show. We break it up into 15-minute segments, and then we have our mini segments in there as well. So it's a pretty wild ride, man. What do you call it? And then I also do a show called Within Brim Skin. I do that once a week. That comes out Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then what do you call it? The regular show, the Grindhouse Radio, comes out on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just started doing a live deal on Mondays at 7 p.m. We're doing like a pre-show, but it's going to be live and uncut. So this way, when we can have people kind of tuning in, and we don't get a lot of hit on Facebook, so we're trying to get some more hits going on Facebook, trying to drive some people there, and people can tune in, come hang out with us and have a good time and get involved in the conversation, because we don't talk to the audience on our regular show. You know what I mean? It's a different animal. So it's gives us the opportunity to kind of deal with people and get involved with fans. So that'll be a lot of fun.
That's
so
cool.
We just started that this past Monday. Hopefully it'll start catching on.
Well, right now we're on the Mix in Florida. We're on we're on the Mix in Florida. We're on Facebook. We're on Periscope, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So it's kind of fun.
Very cool.
And they're all live.
You guys are doing everything. You're on everything.
Yeah, and we're live. We're live everywhere. So it's
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I'd like to figure out.
We're talking about this Twitch thing.
I need to as soon as I need to integrate all the chat rooms so that I can do one big chat room. But other than that, it's been pretty cool. It's we're not getting the hits I want in Twitch yet. We're not getting. YouTube keeps censoring us. Other than that, I'm happy with the stuff. I want to investigate into Twitch a little bit further and see how far I can take that. But it seems like an interesting place. It seems like it's like the Wild Wild West on Twitch. So I like the Wild Wild West a lot. That's my area.
It's just another platform, and there's so many different platforms that it's crazy, and just trying to keep up with anything is just so tough. Because there's so many of them. I mean, we have a whole team that has to sit and take care of half the things that we're on over 25 networks. I can name maybe 10 of them. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's so much that, just trying to keep up with everything is a pain in the neck. So there's always got to be, like when you're doing all those live feeds,
Yep.
the live feeds, like you said, trying to keep up with, all the different ones, like trying to go back and forth this past Monday night between a watch party and the actual, live itself. It was a pain in the neck. You know what I mean? So, I don't know how to integrate it all into one chat room, but that would always be a fantastic thing. So,
yeah, it's fun.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it keeps things spontaneous too, and no scripted.
Spontaneity is good.
Yeah, and I've always been like that. I've always liked to keep it as spontaneous as possible. So I don't know.
Absolutely.
But I'm glad you
What do
came
call
on.
it? Well,
I'm glad you came on, and I'm glad that we got to talk to you because it's been so long. So let us know
yeah, always.
when that date is, and I'll be there.
That sounds great. Yeah, we're working on it now. It's just, in between, we're trying to figure out. We have some voice work that we're waiting on having to go do. We might have to shoot out to LA. So I'm trying to figure out. I don't want to book a date and then have to cancel it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to figure out what our scheduling is before I commit to a specific date. So like I said, figure either late January or sometime in February. But I'll let everybody know. I'll post it, you know what I mean? So it'll be on my personal and professional pages.
Okay.
And that's it, man. Anybody else, if you're a podcaster, if you're in the Long Island, New York area, if you're a little bit outside of the area, you want to be considered, to come down, just let us know. What do you call it? You can hit us up on all our social media, at the Grindhouse Radio on Twitter. On Twitter is at the Real GH Radio. On Insta and on Facebook, it's the Grindhouse Radio. On Facebook, it's Verified. And then you can also get me. I only post on my official social media. I don't post anywhere else. Anywhere else, it is not me. My Instagram is verified. My Facebook is verified. Instagram and is at the Real Brimstone. On Twitter, I'm at Entrance to Hell. And on Facebook is /Brimstone. So on that one is Facebook is verified as well. And man, hit me up. Anybody who's friends with Mike Trash is a friend of mine. So would love to get to hear from y'all and see y'all.
I appreciate that. And if there's anything else you need from me, let me know, and we'll get together and compare notes. So.
Absolutely, brother. Great to see you guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate the reaching out, and we'll see you soon.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
See you, sweetie.
Nice meeting you.
Take care, guys.
All right, bye.
Bye, Trish. Bye, Ashley.
Bye.
Oh,
That was good.
Awesome. I love Brimstone. There's your trackball.
Okay, just making sure everything is there. All right.
Checking everything in the right place.
Well, I took my headphone off, so.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Where were we?
Brimstone is just, he just is so awesome. He takes care of his friends. He's always, checking up. And so I'm happy. I got my fix.
Well, he wasn't the boy toy.
He always has been a boy toy.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
What's that?
Boy toy.
He's always been on the list. Always. Why not? Oh, that's right. You haven't really seen him.
Well, that's what he looks like.
Oh, I'm already on the Facebook.
Oh. All right. All right. Well, that was fun. Hi, Troy. Hi, Chris. Hi, Bill.
Kevin Murphy's in there.
Kevin. Nice to see you. We're just chatting, having a good time. All right. So I was talking about David Lee Roth and just kind of saying that nobody really thinks he did a good job at the what do they call them?
The lyrics?
No, well, but they call those shows not showcases. What do they call them? What do they call? They're
Residences?
Residences, yeah. So it's a shame because the guy I admired the guy from when I was a kid, and now I listen to him and I think, yeah, maybe he should retire because he just, he doesn't have it anymore. You listen to him,
he is getting older.
Yeah, but some people like the Rolling Stones get older and they're still doing the same stuff, but they still sound good.
Yeah, they don't collect any moss either.
That's right. So they, in that article, by the way, I want to post the link for this article. If you want to listen to it, I already posted the link. If you want to listen to the music, they have the whole set here that he did, and you can hear how bad it is. It's really bad. But I got to say that he also sounded that way a couple years when he toured with Van Halen last time. I saw videos of him back then, and he was just horrible. And I thought, wow, I can't even imagine. Because it's kind of like I got out of wrestling.
Right.
And going to wrestling events, I go once in a while. If I did it every week or if I did a lot, it would be pathetic because I don't have the speed I have. I don't have the dexterity I had before. We get older and we can't do the things that we could do before. So you have to slow yourself down, and that, it gets to a point where it becomes pathetic. And I didn't want to become pathetic. If I can't do it, I don't want to do it.
Right.
I don't mind making an appearance here and there because, I wanted for the Glenn Post stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like to give back to Glenn Post family and all that. But I couldn't do it every week. I'd kill myself. I wouldn't be able to do it. And it's sad. So you got to know when to call it quits. So anyway.
Yes. I actually found something that when I had my little adventure on Saturday.
Okay.
Did you know there is now a Cartoon Network hotel local to us?
I didn't know there was one anywhere, so I did not know that.
It is down right beside Dutch Wonderland.
Okay.
And what you can do is you can...
Oh, well, that makes sense, though. That does make sense.
They can choose to stay in a room that's decorated as their favorite shows.
Okay. Well, I mean, Hershey owns that. Hershey owns the park down there.
Dutch Wonderland?
Dutch Wonderland.
Okay, I didn't
They
know
bought that, yeah. And they're doing after what Disney does. Like Disney owns their own parks, and then they have themed places to stay.
Okay.
And they have a red, white, and blue one. They have I don't know the name of the different ones that they have, but they're all themed like that. And so that doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I just thought it was interesting because when I was down there Saturday night, I was like, oh, that's different. And so I was doing some looking here, and they say that the rooms, to get a room down there, about $169 a night to stay in there. And I was like, yeah, not that expensive.
Yeah, but you got to understand that if you're going to stay at a Motel 6, you get a Motel 6.
Right. Oh, definitely.
And if you're going to stay at a place like that, you're going to get a very nice place. So there is a difference. When I was working and I was staying at places, I would stay at nicer places.
Right.
And you get what you pay for. When I was staying, like when I stayed to see the Jimmy Buffett concert, they put me up on the boardwalk at a really nice place, and it was really, really nice. My room was really, really nice. They were, you get what you pay for.
Of course.
So, but if you don't really care about having a cartoon room, just stay at the Motel 6.
I think that would be geared more for the kids, though.
Maybe. Some people like me would probably like that too.
Yeah, those Saturday morning cartoons.
Anyway, all right. So the next thing,
I know Ashley wants to do a "What Burns Your Trash" segment.
Yeah, really? What? What's going on? Let's see here. Got to do this too. Hey, do you really want to do a "What Burns My Trash" thing?
Yeah, I can.
It's up to you. It's
I mean, I can because it's really got me irritated.
Is this something that just happened, or did I miss something somewhere?
Be very generic at first.
Mm-hmm.
Is this someone you lent money to?
No. That I can say no.
I mean, it's. Hey, you got $15 though? Hey, I could put it in a savings account. I could keep borrowing from you, and you can get it back later. But at least I would pay it back. I'm sorry. I am a little upset about that, but that's just me. I can't stand people taking advantage of people that try to be helpful.
Do you want me to help you out a little bit to get you started?
Hold on. I got to put my trash up first.
Yes, I forgot about
You're
that.
not
Yeah,
working with
you
me
can
here.
wait. Take a
So-
chill pill.
Yeah.
No, I can't because then I'll
I
be
forget
up
what
all night.
number that is. What number is that? 14. Okay. So it's this one here. There you go.
There.
So you can go ahead and talk about it and move forward because your head is. Oh, we locked you up. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there you are. All right. So I can zoom in on you and you can be your own thing if you want.
I'm good. I'm good.
It'd be real easy to put you somewhere. So, all right, go ahead. Floor's yours.
So the other day, I was at work, and I was getting ready for my overnight shift because we were overnight that night. And I had a girl that she seemed quite off.
I have a boy.
No, this is a girl. Listen.
Okay.
And yeah, she seemed quite off from what her normal was. So as I go through the rest of the start of the night, she disappears for 20 minutes.
Okay.
We have to go find her and say, "Hey, come on back in. We need help." She was out back with another coworker. She comes in. She's even more off than what she already was.
Drugs?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I go with my other bosses that are there, my other managers that are there, and I pull them aside and I said, "Why don't you guys go up front together and watch her?" And he said, "Because I don't want to make an accusation just yet, just me being myself. You know." I said, "But this is what I think. Let you guys, and then we'll come back together and talk about it." They're like, "Okay, we'll do that." So they went up front. I went back in the grill. And probably about a half an hour later, they're like, "Ashley." I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Come back to the office." I said, "Okay." So I go back to the office. And they're like, "Yeah, she's really off. We think she's under
The
of
influence?
drugs." I said, "Okay." So this is about 12 o'clock that happened. And I said, "Okay, well, what are we going to do?" Like, I said, "I think we honestly should send her home. I mean, her shift's done in a half an hour anyways." Well, she disappeared again.
Okay.
And so we finally, by the time we find her, we're like, "Okay, it's 12:30. You can go home." And but before this, we had to shut our system down to reboot it for the night,
Okay.
and we have to only take cash. Normally, she's really good at that mathematically. She had no clue what she was doing.
Mm.
She was completely oblivious to what was going on. So finally, it's like, "Okay, you may go home. You know, it's 12:30. Go home." And she goes, "Oh, well, I was going to wait till 12." And I'm like, "It's 12:30."
Okay.
We had to keep telling her it was 12:30. Finally, I did the point of, I'm like, "Hey, we're slow. You know, we died down a little bit. We got our cash back up." I said, "You can go ahead and go home." I said, "We don't, you're good to go. We don't need you right now." And she goes, "Are you sure?" And it's like, "Yes, I'm sure. Go ahead and go." She was also touching somebody else who has a girlfriend. He's a guy, has a girlfriend, and he kept telling her to stop. And finally, he just yelled at her. He's like, "I told you to stop."
Mm.
So she also was asked to do something, said no, told the manager flat out no. So we wrote her up. We were told to write her up, so we wrote her up for insubordination, not listening. We didn't include the other part. We talked. The one manager talked to my boss the next day about it. Come to find out, I heard through the grapevine that the manager, she did sign the write-up, but they didn't keep it. They ripped it up and threw it away.
Oh, jeez.
So now would you be upset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you be? I mean, it's a business, and they're not really
Mhm.
doing business things there. It seems kind of silly. I don't know. I think I would be upset,
I mean,
but I'd be upset at the the business itself for not. I mean, for the people that didn't do their job, rather than her, I'd be upset at her too. But I'd be more upset at the people for not doing what they were supposed to do.
Especially if you have 3 managers that are going to the boss and saying,
Right.
this is what we saw.
Yes.
And I had said to Ashley when she was telling me, I said, I would, the next time you suspect her being under the influence, I said, I would find a way to have her drug tested right away.
Yeah.
You know, so you can prove it right there on the spot. Now, looking at it from another angle, and this was a question that I think Ashley and I both wanted to pose to you. Okay, if she is doing this for medicinal purposes, do you think she should be allowed to work?
Depends.
Okay.
Depends on what this is.
Whatever it was she was doing, whatever drugs she was doing, you know, because there are some that do affect your mind.
Well, I mean, okay. For instance, if you're doing, say you're doing medical marijuana and you're doing CBD,
okay,
I would say that wouldn't affect your job. But if you're doing something with a lot of THC, it would affect your job. So it depends how you answer that. I also think our computer is locked up again.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think so.
I just think it's she was so messed up that she couldn't even really focus or function. And then she tried to blame it on us managers, that us managers weren't doing anything at all.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I can't. I mean, it's a shame that there are people like that. One of the people that tried to get me fired and did get Pam fired had drug issues and eventually got sent to rehab from the company that I worked for, and eventually he died of an overdose. So, anyway,
I was actually I took my overnight manager home just the day before because
wow, I want to work for you.
No.
Well, I took her home because her mom was actually headed to the hospital because her mom was having a heart attack.
Oh.
So, and she needed a way home. So I graciously did that for her.
That's very nice of you.
And I was talking to her just that day, that night, that morning, saying, you know, you can come in, like, and be under whatever. I personally, I want to say that I don't care, but I do. It's to the point that I can't tell. If I can't tell, then I can't tell, and I can't say that, yay, I know, she definitely was. I can be like, well, I couldn't tell. She seemed perfectly fine and focused to me. Versus the other point, which this other girl was, and was like, she couldn't even focus. Now that I could tell. That's what really irks me is.
Well, then the fact that the big boss just kind of ripped up the paperwork, too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try to fix this.
Again.
Hang tight, everybody. I'm just going to do something real quick. I'm going to have to restart the stream, so don't go anywhere. But hopefully I can get this working. Hopefully I can get this working. Waiting for it to stop the stream. Okay. That's the question. The question is, will it work or not? It's not working because it's still not letting me select anything. So hang tight, and I'm going to try to make it work.